everybody, this is Beth with Southeast Green, and we're bringing you another episode of Eat Purely,
Cook Fresh.
This is my nephew Spencer, and Spencer's been spending the week with me, and we decided to do a video with yummy food. What are we doing today, Spencer?
Mexican Fiesta.
Awesome. We'll see you in the kitchen.
Okay, so tonight Spencer and I are going to have ceviche. Ceviche is basically a seafood salad of Mexican origin where basically your seafood is cooked through the acidity of citrus. One of the reasons I love ceviche is because I get to have seafood and I don't have to boil anything. So for everybody who's not from the Gulf Coast like Spencer and I are, I just want to show you quick tips about how to peel shrimp. Now as you see, we've got shrimp and it already has the head off. If the head was on, you would just pinch it and pull it out, and then to peel really quickly, you just go down one side and then grab it and off comes the shell. It's that simple. Then to pull the tail off, which I mean you can do or you don't do, but for ceviche we do pull the tail off. You just pinch the tail and there you have your first shrimp. So you just come along the side, just lift up one side and then just peel it off. And then pinch. One more. Now, in regards to deveining, a lot of people do like to devein their shrimp. If you devein your shrimp, what will happen is it'll crack the back. It will end up with the back. Some people like to devein both sides, so I'm just going to show you how to devein it really quickly. This one you can't really see it, but you just slice along the back and peel back, and then I don't know if you can see that. Spencer's zooming in for us. That little piece, you just pull it out, and that is the deveined shrimp. Now, sometimes the shrimp is cleaner than others. This one, there happens to be a vein down the middle, which is actually, this is the intestinal tract. And the bigger the shrimp are, the more likely you're going to probably want to do both. Once again, I didn't get that good enough. You just slice along. Alright, I'm not getting deep enough. Sorry folks, let's try this again. And then you just pull it out. And that is a deveined shrimp. So once again, we're going to do this one more time, just so you can see. Just peel from the side, peel it right off, pinch the tail. That one was loose enough where the actual whole little tail came out. You can see the vein right here. This one, as you can see, the intestine is not bad, but we'll just go on and pull it out. And just slit along the intestine and pull it out. And then come along the back. And this is a smaller one, so it's not surprising that the vein and the intestine are as large or full of stuff. You really sort of want to leave not use as much water as possible, but sometimes, as you can tell, it gets a little messy. You just rinse it off real quick. And drop it in. So we've got 1 pound of shrimp peeled that Spencer and I are going to split. And I just wanted to give you this quick tip. We got the fish at the Cab Farmers Market. And what do you do with all the shells? Because everyone knows that seafood stinks. So my mother taught me this. So we're going to wrap them up in the bag that they came in. And everyone knows I'm anti-plastic. Not that I'm completely anti-plastic, but you know, I try to limit the amount of plastic that I use. But I did ask for it to be double bag, and the reason is because 1, it gives you extra protection after the fishmonger's had his hands all over it, and 2, now we can just take it and double bag it, and it goes into the freezer until the next trash day. So there's a word in Italian called mise en place, which means you have everything. Actually, that's French, but it was derived from the Italian, where you have everything ready to go when you're ready to prepare. So this is what we're going to use to make the ceviche. We've got organic limes, an organic lemon, garlic. I can't find organic garlic at my farmer's market. These are from my CSA, which I love because normally you get like these incredibly huge onions and it's way too much, and I end up putting more onion in my compost than anything else. So these little onions from my CSA are just perfect for me, and I'm very excited. And then here's some cherry tomatoes from the CSA also. So we're just going to chop everything up and then we'll show you how to add it. So I actually love to chop. I think chopping is very relaxing. And I've done it the wrong way. Let's start again. Here we go. Sort of want to tuck your fingernails in. Make sure you don't grab them and chop your fingers up. Also, better, I'm just not showing good knife skills, but I know them, so chop with things flat, and when they're round you can cut off one side to flatten it. Easiest way to peel a garlic. Get your aggressions out and smash it. Peel comes off right like that. Just tip off the top, the bottom, and you're ready to go. Now, I love garlic, and my mother does not. So use garlic to taste. You know, if you love it, add a little more. If you don't, also, you know, mincing it up in regards to how fine you want to do it. It just depends on how much you like garlic. Now, we're so used to seeing things really large, right? The cherry tomatoes got so big that they're now called grape tomatoes. But these, I think, are really heirloom cherry tomatoes, and this is the size they used to be. So poppable, so easy. We're just going to cut these in half. Okay, so I don't know what cooking show I learned this, but to keep your herbs happy, we learned about keeping herbs happy yesterday at the farmer's market. I would tell Spencer, pick out the happiest bunch of cilantro. We're going to do Italian tomorrow night. We're going to be having eggplant parmesan. So he picked out happy, and to keep it happy, and I know this is not the happiest cilantro, but what we had to choose from it was, if you dampen a paper towel and wrap your herbs in it and put it in your vegetable keeper, it will keep your herbs much, much longer. So just going to chop up some cilantro. I am a sloppy chopper. As much as I love to chop, I find it very relaxing. You know, I figure, you know, people, if they don't want stems, they can pull it out. So we're just going to do a rough chop here. And I love cilantro, so we're using a lot. Once again, the beauty of ceviche is it's to taste. You know, what are your taste? Some people add salt. We're not going to add salt because Spencer doesn't particularly like a lot of salt, and the truth is, with the shrimp, you don't need to. Another thing you need to know is you don't have to use shrimp. We can do bay scallops, which Spencer has just come back from vacation where we made bay scallop ceviche. We can use, you can put jalapenos in it if you want. Okay, so we have our onion, our garlic, our tomatoes, and our cilantro. We're going to squeeze in 1 lemon juice. Once again, this is sort of sloppy. If you're serving it to guests, you know, you can take the seeds out. Spencer's agreed to just eat around the seeds that might get in there. We're using 1 lemon and 2 limes for a mix. And let me just tell you, beyond sort of ceviche, cooking seafood, a lot of people overcook shrimp. And that is one of my big pet peeves. So, now clearly cooking it with acid, this is going to take longer to cook. But if you're cooking it in a pan, really no more than 4 minutes. The minute it turns pink, you need to stop cooking it immediately. If you overcook shrimp, it can get really tough. And as you can see, it's already starting to turn a little pink. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's already starting to turn pink from the acidity. Okay, so all we're going to do now is mix it. Just get it all in there and mix it up. We'll cover it with a little aluminum foil and let it cook. I anticipate it taking less than 30 minutes, which is another great thing. It means, you know, you can come home, throw it together, do a couple other things, come back, and then you've got great ceviche. We will toss it because I didn't put enough juice to cover it. So we'll toss it as it goes, and I'll show you when we get it done. See, it's already turning pink. Okay, so ceviche does not call for oil, but we've added a little bit of olive oil to our ceviche just because it's so fabulously healthy for you. My friends over at Stripagio gave us this oil to use in our cooking, and we really appreciate it. So we added about a tablespoon for a pound of shrimp, which is just hardly there at all, but just gives a little extra something. Okay, so now we're going to do guacamole. Because while we're waiting for it, I'm starving poor Spencer, our cameraman tonight. So I'll just tell you, guacamole is one of those things where people are like, oh, I hate guacamole, and they've eaten it in a Mexican restaurant who's not really preparing guacamole authentically, and they just hate it. Everyone, including my father, who's just like, I won't even test it until I just was, persistent, loves my guacamole, and it's because it's all fresh ingredients. When people eat with all fresh ingredients, their entire food palette changes. So we've got very ripe avocados that Spencer learned how to pick out. We've got organic lime, organic tomatoes from the CSA. We've got the remnants of the cilantro. I know it looks ugly, but it tastes great. Another one of our onions, a jalapeno, and a little garlic, and a little sea salt.
What's the best way to pick the avocados?
The best way to pick the avocados, so what you want, this is like, it looks like it's rotten. And this is another thing. When you get vegetables from the CSA, they don't look perfect. For sort of things looking perfect, but the flavor is so great. So thanks for that question, Spencer. So the best way to pick an avocado is to make sure it's brown. This is a Hass avocado, and so this is a lesson for Hass avocados, and make sure it's soft. And it's something to give. Now, if you're at the store and you're going to do guacamole in 3 days, then you probably want to get it sort of hard, and then you can put it in a paper bag and it'll help ripen. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, I know that this has been shown 100 times, but for anybody who doesn't know, this is how you do an avocado. You just slice it in, and as you see, my knife's not giving, and it's because it's hit the pit in the middle of it, and you just roll it around that pit. And then you go 1, 2, 3, twist! Actually the same way you do peaches, which I couldn't do last time because I didn't have such a great cameraman. So here's the avocado. Now I know it's not looking beautiful, but trust me, this is when it tastes the best. So soft, and it'll make such great guacamole because it's creamy. Very carefully, just tap your knife into the pit and twist, and out it comes. That easy. Okay, so then we're just going to run our spoon inside the avocado, and there you go. That easy. Once again, let's just show you. This is so easy. This is going to take us less than 5 minutes to make this guacamole. Now, no excuses. You got to cook. You got to eat fresh. So, you may have noticed that we used a lot of the same ingredients in the guacamole as we did the ceviche. I'm just going to show you really quickly how to. Now, we know that this jalapeno is incredibly spicy because we can smell how spicy it is. So we're not going to use a whole jalapeno. Jalapenos can be either really hot or really not. I did see in a grocery store where they sort of were able to separate them, and I thought, well, how do they do that? What kind of control do they have? And then I realized if you could smell how spicy it is, they just do it by smell. So because we know this one is so spicy, we're just going to take the seeds out because the seeds are where the real heat are. We want to be able to enjoy our guacamole, not cry. And then we're going to slither it. Now, we did not get this from the CSA.
What's the CSA?
Good question, Spencer. I keep on tossing around that acronym. CSA is Community Supported Agriculture. If you're really interested in eating local and vegetables and fruits at their height, you can join Community Supported Agriculture, and what you get is a share. You don't get to control what you get in that share. There's some people who do it, but for the most part, you just get once a week at a designated pickup point, you get whatever they grew that week. And if for those of you who are not adventuresome, a CSA is probably not a good idea. But for those of you who are adventuresome, I highly recommend it. And you just get in your basket and play. And the nice thing about the CSA that I'm part of, I get it through my church. We've had all those fantastic tomatoes and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to put this half right in here. And I'm going to just slice my lime in half to juice. We're going to add a little bit of salt. I get this great Mediterranean sea salt, so there's no iodine. It's, probably half a teaspoon at the max. And so here we are. We're ready to put the lime juice on. We've got jalapenos. We chopped cilantro. I like things chopped really rustically. Even though I love to chop, I like it rustically chopped. We've got a red tomato from the CSA. We've got an orange tomato, which Spencer has decided is his new favorite tomato. We've got a little bit of garlic, onion, and then we're just going to squeeze the lime juice on. And we tried very hard to get good juicy limes. Obviously, the softer they are. Another trick to juice up your lime is you can pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds. It's a great workout for your hands, ladies. Get in there. Woo! Squeeze it. Just squeeze it hard. Of course, if you have little cuts, your little cuts will say, hey, we're here. We're not really happy with all this acid. Alright, and we'll just mix it up. Okay, I had to bring in the real muscles. Spencer's in here mixing it up for me. But as you can see, we're starting to see that creaminess out of the guacamole. He's getting all those halves smashed up for me. And once he finishes doing that, we're going to eat, y'all.